It has been one too many boat mishaps in Nigeria lately, requiring comprehensive action plan to end. In the last couple of months, news of boat mishaps and rescue operations were among top headlines. Someone may ask, if it is that risky, why take the route? Except where there are predictions of adverse weather conditions, water transportation going by all safety and navigation rules has proven to be time-saving and in some cases cost-effective for passengers. For some people, it is the only means to and from home. Considering how important water transportation has become, particularly for residents of riverine communities, it is necessary to ensure that all safety measures are in place. Stay with us in our expedition to examine safety issues on Nigeria's waterways and engage to bring probable solutions to some of the challenges. It is always a pleasure to know you are tuned in. I am Omotola Omojola. Nigeria's water transportation sector is plagued by a disturbing trend of boat accidents, resulting in fatalities and numerous cases of missing passengers. Vivian Ezeadiefe reports that within 8 months of 2024, more than 100 lives have been lost to a series of boat mishaps. She investigates the underlying cause and brings us the proposed solutions by experts.
Nigeria's water transportation sector is facing a devastating crisis. Despite being a key travel mode, 116 deaths were recorded in just 8 months of 2024, totaling 936 fatalities between 2022 and 2024, with 313 deaths in 2022 and 507 in 2023. Hundreds more are reported missing. The alarming number of accidents has been attributed to overloading, outdated infrastructure, and disregard for safety measures. Manufactured boats, often old and weak, are being used to transport passengers with little to no enforcement of safety regulations.
The issue is we have extensive waterways in Nigeria. We have about 10,000 kilometers of waterways. Well, it just happened that recently it's in the news for the bad news of having so many accidents. One of the main reasons is waterways transportation is increasing, by the way, because of the bad roads and people fear of traveling by road because of all the security challenges. And secondly, also, there is no observation of regulations in terms of wearing life jackets and also using navigable crafts within the water system.
I happen to be from a riverine community, and I can agree with you that we have challenges regarding safety on our waterways. Part of what causes such problems is ignorance, and we can correct that by educating our people. Why did I say ignorance? For each boat that goes on the waterway, there is a capacity in terms of tonnage, in terms of number of persons that the boats can accommodate. And so the regulators are supposed to enlighten the people on such weights that the boats can carry and avoid overload of those boats with persons and goods moving from point A to point B. Another thing I realized is that when such boat mishaps occur, mortality should not be so high if each person on board the boat had a life jacket on. Use of life jackets should be made mandatory.
Experts urge the government to recognize the importance of water transportation and take immediate action to address these issues. Recommendation includes enforcing regulations and sanctions, promoting advocacy and enlightenment campaigns, encouraging private investment in modern boats and technology.
But the cardinal thing is that the newer operators, the boat operators, need to have the right training, which is in line with the STCW, which NIMAS has domesticated on behalf of the country. ensuring that whosoever is going to operate boats is well trained, and he can operate and he can follow the standards. For example, overloading should be prohibited. Plying within the odd hours in the night should also be prohibited. And then obeying safety standards is also required for them to implement. It's an international convention domesticated, but it's applied to all our waterways, right from the inland waterways to the high sea. But because there's an organization which regulates and operates, which is the inland waterways, we need to collaborate with them to ensure that the boat operators are being compliant with this.
Well, I think the first thing is compliance to regulatory enforcement. There is a regulation that is on ground by Lagos State's Ministry of Water Resources, particularly on the issue of use of life jackets, and that should be complied with. That's number one. Two, training of those who are operating motorboats, adequate training. I think they need adequate training, and that should be enforced. If that is enforced, the rate of mishap is also going to be reduced. I think these are two key issues that the government needs to put to ensure that they do to do that. Then infrastructure development. There is the need for them to put in proper infrastructure at the various jetty so that it will also reduce incidences.
The recurring boat accidents are a national tragedy. It's time for decisive government action to prevent further loss of life and ensure citizens' safety. For Dateline 360, Vivian Isadefe.
Niger State has its own share of tragedies that has claimed lives and property, the latest being the Bajibo community boat mishap in Mokwa local government area. More than 100 people were reportedly killed in the incident and scores declared missing. Fatima Aliyu in this report examines the root cause of these boat mishaps in the state and what relevant authorities should be doing differently to mitigate tragedies on the waterways.
Niger State covers a vast landmass of 76,363 square kilometers, making it the largest state in Nigeria, as it also houses 4 of the country's numerous hydroelectric dams, Kenji, Jeba, Shiroro, and the latest being that of Zungeru. Approximately 4.7 of this area is covered by water bodies, a distinctive feature that shapes the lifestyle and economy of the region. This geographical trait has contributed to the strategic location of 8 out of the 25 local government areas along major rivers, including the Niger, Kaduna, and Gurara. For the communities along these rivers, waterway transportation serves not only as lifeline for the economic activities, but also as a more accessible and cost-effective mode of travel, connecting rural hinterlands to urban centers.
They get small village inside this water, plenty, round. All of them now this market, and they come every Friday.
Unfortunately, Niger State has recently become synonymous with frequent maritime tragedies leading to mass casualties. The growing occurrence of boat accidents have raised concerns with many families plugged into mourning. According to the National Inland Waterways Authority, more than 200 lives have been lost in 9 recorded boat accidents from 2022 to date, with many still missing. The most recent tragedy occurred on October 1st, marking another devastating loss.
The driver was warning them, say that these people don't plenty. Let these people drop. I just carry people more. They say no. Anybody just they follow them. Clam. They don't follow them plenty. From there, I said the driver of the canoe said he's complaining. Say that this thing is too much. They don't agree.
The body of one of my children has been found. The remaining are still missing.
I lost my father, my only surviving parent, in the accident.
My younger brother is among those people that died. He was the one that has been taking care of me. I'll miss him. In response to the increasing maritime disasters, the National Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission and IPADEC has stepped up efforts and intensified awareness campaigns, recently distributed 33 modern fiberglass boats, while NEWA donated more than 300 life jackets to the affected communities. However, more comprehensive efforts are still required to ensure safer waterways.
We have escalated our surveillance now. Our water marshals will now work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and another will resume by 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. doing safety now. So we'll cover 24 hours now. We have what it takes to police the waterways. We have raised our bar.
Hyperdev are given contract to clear all the tree snag along Bajibo here, which has happened down to Kebbi State. While this happened, is because of overloading. It's not the tree snag that caused the boat mishap. The boat was seriously overloaded, and there was what we call water waves. The water waves was what caused the boat to break from the information reaching us. So I think what we are going to work upon now is to collaborate with the state to provide a law from the House of Assembly. All our member states, we must definitely have a conference where we are going to provide a communique to see to the end of this boat mishap.
So we're pleading to other states to also please talk to their boat operators to also comply. Once it's 6 o'clock, please, we're begging you, you leave your boats and you leave your travel till next day in the morning.
We have emergency guards that will regulate the activities, ensure that people wear life jacket before you embark on the journey. The loading system, the life of the boat is considered, because some of them are overage. Support them to build new ones.
The challenges we are having is lack of these life jackets. And this is why we are calling on government to please make available sufficient life jackets to our people so that we can be able to enforce our people to wear life jackets.
Ensuring this practice becomes standard will help prevent future tragedies and make water transportation safer for communities that rely on it, because every journey on these waters should lead back home safely. Fatima Aliu, reporting for DATELINE 360.
Some say learning is fun, but as a mom, I see how demanding it can be for my child. That's why I ensure he starts every day with a cup of Bonvita. Bonvita, prepare them to win every day.
From Niger, we go to Lagos, where there was another boat's misfortune recently, only minimal in proportion. Michael Olaleye reports that entrenching standard along the country's inland waterways, experts in the sector affirm, requires a holistic approach. Finding lasting solutions to the frequent boat mishaps, they say, must start with implementation of various safety measures, including provision of standard boats and jetties and increasing awareness on dangers of sailing during ungodly hours.
Lagos without traffic only exists in the wildest imagination, thereby making water transportation a viable option.
A trip that would normally take me 4 or 5 hours, but now I can actually get to my destination in 1 hour 30 minutes, less than 1 hour 30 minutes.
Regardless of the visible advantages, some Lagosians will never trade distance and traffic for the superhighway on the water due to obvious reasons.
You see, the life jacket is torn. It's torn already. So by the time the ferry sinks, one just capsizes, and you will take maybe the lifesaver is actually the one lifesaver, but actually the lifesaver is even the one drowning the person. Sometimes we'll be at the middle of the water, generator just goes off. And everyone was like, 5 minutes, we are still in the middle of the water. God, what is happening? We'll now have to wait for a particular ferry to come.
People are afraid of their life. You can hardly see 1 year rolling by that you will not hear the incident of these small boats capsize, so many people die, particularly from Ikorodu axis.
A recurring incident in which Lagos had an ugly scenario recently, claiming 2 lives, thereby adding to the nationwide death rate of about 1,000 for 129 persons from various boat mishaps in the last 4 years.
If we are loading, we ask some of them to just, the boat is, look at that boat now, you see, before you know now, you see that the boat will start bending. You understand? They will know, if you go there now, so try to balance the boat, they will start harassing us. So that we have to work, we have to take it personal with them.
The Lagos scenario paints a picture of the entire challenges bedeviling the water transportation sector, ranging from night travels and disregard for specific guidelines.
The two boats are unregistered boats, and they did not follow standard practice. They don't even have a proper manifest. So we can't even refer to a document to say how many people were on board. But at full capacity, each boat would carry 16.
Although the manager of the handler has been arrested, with the National Inland Waterways Authority (NIWA) threatening litigation, regulatory agencies are more concerned as operators continue to defy the norms.
We'll still improve on our surveillance, and the marshals will be doing 24 hours work now.
Boats should not sail at night because it's not easy to navigate at night. The waterways are not well lit, so you should not even navigate at night at all. So first of all, you have to ensure that that ban is being effectively attended to, and ensure that they are adhering strictly to that ban. Secondly, overloading. They're overloading because there's also no personnel there to check the boats to know how many people should go on these ferries.
If you tell them not to patronize the rickety jetties, where is the alternative? So that's where we need the institutional engagement, government engagement. The amount of money that we are spending on roads is disproportionate to what we can invest in the riverine and jetties area.
The future of water transportation lies in effective monitoring and evaluation of the present situation so as to fashion out lasting solutions which invariably could be the needed antidotes to restoring the confidence of Nigerians in the sector. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye.
Let's move to Asaba, where Nigeria lost Nollywood actor Junior Pope Odonwodo to a boat accident. The popular actor reportedly traveled in an unregistered boat piloted by a rider who reports also reveal was not certified by the regulatory body NIWA. It indeed remains a painful experience and one that was avoidable had diligence been enforced along that route. Onyinye Joshua Ifeanyi, however, reports that that incident has caused regulatory bodies domiciled in the state to step up campaigns to ensure safety on the waterways.
This is the marine market. We have boat riders coming from Kogi and the Anambra axis to supply wares, food stuff to the market, and they come with different types of boats. According to one of the boat riders, they come with speedboats. This is one of the speedboats, and then they have this, a wooden boat. Delta State government has undertaken several measures to ensure safety on its waterways. The state has a lot of water tributaries, the River Niger and Ethiop River, all flowing down to the larger sea. A lot of commercial activities take place on these waterways, which requires careful monitoring and regulation to avert dangers and accidents, which could occur while people commute on the waterways. The Maritime Department of the State Ministry of Transport has been collaborating with Nigerian Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, to ensure safe movement of passengers on the waterways. This ministry is responsible for various activities in the riverine areas, including inspection, construction of jetties, removal of obstructions in riverine communities to aid safe travel, among others. Although attempts to speak to the ministry officials proved abortive, an independent expert involved in the maritime industry said her office trains boat operators to ensure their certification before commencing operations.
When you follow rules, you know that when you are trained to be corrected, you are trained to walk in the right way.
Some passengers find it difficult to wear the safety jackets
An official of the Nigerian Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, said it is mandatory.
If you are caught sailing on water as a boat captain without providing life jacket for your passengers, you are going to be apprehended and prosecuted. You are going to pay the fine, and it may be both seizure of your speedboat.
An engineer with NIWA explained that every boat has a calibrated load line and must not be overloaded in order to avoid accidents in terms of turbulence at sea. At the marine market at Saba, boats of different types and sizes were seen bringing in passengers, traders, and their wares, mostly agricultural produce, to the 4-day market. Some of the passengers were clad in life jackets, especially those coming in from neighboring states. Vice Chairman of Boat Riders Association, Mohammed Aliu, speaks on the safety measures in place at the market.
We have code guys, like both those are boys, they are code guys. They are sucking here so that if accidents happen, they are risking them. Because we have life jacket. Even though you want to move, we have an extra life jacket. So that if it happens, they'll wear it, they'll go there. Because all of them will train them, they're sabi to swim. So if anything happens, they are on winter water, they are running there and risking them. That's why we are doing here. And everybody wants to enter boat here. You can see if you know the water carrying where we write. If you without no life jacket, you cannot enter. If you look this place now, you see our laws.
A passenger from one of the riverine communities said she is comfortable traveling through the waterways at any given time.
Well, we grew up in riverine area, so I don't feel anything. I feel safe when I'm traveling on water.
So if you're traveling and then there is no life jacket, how do you feel?
I have to demand for life jacket before entering the boat for safety purpose.
Jackets available to the market is quite limited and some are worn out. The boat riders are actually asking for additional or more supply of safety vests to ensure safe travel of citizens on the waterways. For DATELINE 360, I am Onyinye Joshua Ifeanyi.
In Zamfara State, the recurring incidents of boat accidents continue to raise concerns among residents and relevant bodies in water transportation, with emphasis on the need for drastic action to ensure safety of riders and passengers alike. Correspondent Haliru Mohammed examines these safety issues and factors responsible for boat mishaps in the state.
Investigation has revealed that in the past 10 months, at least 5 boat accidents have occurred on different rivers in Zamfara State, resulting in the loss of over 20 lives and numerous injuries. The recent of these boat accidents, which occurred in Bukuyum, Gumi and Maradun local government areas, mostly affected farmers on their way to their farmlands and teenagers while crossing to search for water for domestic use. This series of boat capsizes on the state's waterways have raised concerns over safety issues and factors responsible for the tragic incidents. The major factors identified to be responsible for boat accidents include overloading, poor maintenance, and lack of regulation. In some cases, the problem is also attributable to lack of safety equipment. Some residents who spoke on the incidents expressed deep concern over lack of life jackets and other safety equipment, while appealing to authorities to take drastic actions towards ensuring safety on the state's waterways. It has, however, been observed that there are neither regulatory bodies nor associations within the riverine areas that coordinate activities of boat owners and riders in the state, which is also a factor contributing to the recurring problem of boat accidents. Experts have recommended the need for strengthening regulatory framework by ensuring enforcement, as well as ensuring regular training of boat operators. Zamfara state government says it is committed to addressing the safety concerns on waterways by improving regulation and enforcement. According to stakeholders, passenger capacity limits needed to be fully enforced to ensure safety on waterways.
I want to urge the community to please take caution on the number of people that will be inside the canoe so as to have a safe water movement.
Boat operators are also advised to be conscious of weather and avoid riding in hazardous conditions to reduce the risk of capsizing. In Gusau, Halir Muhammad reporting for Dateline 360.
That is the program for this week. We hope that regulatory bodies will step up action to end unnecessary loss of lives on Nigeria's waterways, and passengers on their part take responsibility for their lives by following the rules and demand safety tools with the riders and providing them. I am Amotola Mojola. On behalf of the production crew, I appreciate your viewing. May God bless Nigeria.